Hey everybody, welcome back to my page Channeling Vishuddha, where I believe in speaking your truth from the throat chakra and standing in our sovereignty and connecting with each other as a family, even if it is on a social media platform. I really appreciate you guys being here with me. My last video I talked about Venus and Chiron going into retrograde, and I got a really good response from you guys. I got some nice comments that said that that was helpful, so I figured I would talk about Pluto, which is also in retrograde, and hopefully this will add to the information that I shared in my previous video. If you haven't watched that, I recommend it because this is kind of going to go hand in hand. Even though these are different planets, it's all affecting us as like this soup, this mush, mesh-up of all these different energies that we are feeling on our everyday experience. Obviously, we're feeling this in different ways. We're all different people, and it depends on your natal chart how these things are affecting you in what specific areas, but in some way we are feeling this pressure. And what kind of pressure am I talking about? Okay, so Pluto is really far away. It's the last planet in our solar system for those who aren't familiar, and therefore it moves really slowly. So right now, Pluto in retrograde, which by the way happened on May 1st of this year, and that's going to last for quite a few months, definitely into the holidays. I will have to check back with you on the exact date. I believe it's somewhere in November. I want to say November 4th, but don't quote me. It's going to be through the holidays. Pluto is a planet of transformation. It's a planet of death and rebirth. I'm not talking about specifically dying in our human bodies, and I'm not talking about babies being born, but situations no longer moving forward and new doors opening that you didn't previously see before. Truths are going to be revealed. Sometimes these truths mean that things can never be the same. Once you learn something, it's hard to unlearn it. Once you see something for what it is, if you say something or somebody says something to you and you can't take it back, these kind of deaths and rebirths, a job ending, a relationship ending, and not necessarily ending in a way that it can no longer move forward, but ending in a way that it can no longer move forward the way that it previously did. So something has to change. Pluto right now is in the sign of Capricorn. It's in the late degrees of Capricorn, which means that these things are very concentrated and they're very intense. Capricorn is all about structures and traditions, doing things the way that you've always done them, doing things that other people think you should do them. These are all being challenged. Is this supporting you moving forward, or is this holding you back? Is this fueling your energy, or is it draining your energy? And just because you've always done it this way, does that mean that you have to continue doing it that way? Because somebody else wants you to do it that way, does that mean that that's good for you? These are all being challenged, and whether you're ready or not, these things are going to change, and they are going to be put under the gun, so to speak, where you are forced, I hate to say that, but we are forced to grow. It doesn't have to feel like a force if we are willing and we are open to change, if we are willing and we are open to looking at it in a different way. Sometimes seeing things outside the box can be very uncomfortable because we don't know as much about that, the unknown, that we do about the things that are familiar. There's a sense of comfort, even if it causes you suffering, even if it makes you hold yourself back in some way. There is a comfort level because you're aware of this kind of energy. Even if change is the best and highest for your own good and for the good of those around you, it can be very difficult for us. We like our comfort zones, but there's a really nice saying, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, but then you're staring into a fog and you're like, I don't know what this looks like. I don't know what the future holds. I'm not sure what to do now. And that's okay. So as I explained in my previous video about the Chiron and Venus retrograde, retrogrades are a slowdown. It's not a speed up and get things done type of energy, which is really frustrating because for Americans, for those who are listening to me in America, we are very much get it done mentality. We are very goal oriented. So to say slow down, it's like, I can't slow down. I have bills, I have kids, I have, all these responsibilities and obligations. What do you mean slow down? Well, continue to do what you can, but try not to start anything new. Try not to have this overachiever's mentality, because you're very much going to experience delays, especially in the areas of traditions, of the things that you've always done it the same way. Why does it have to change? Okay, I get that it wasn't the healthiest. Okay, I get that the person that I've been with for so long isn't exactly getting along with me. I know that we've had our troubles, but why does our relationship have to go through turmoil? Because it's a gift. And that's really hard to hear when things aren't going in the way that you want them to go, when it's not easy, when it's not what you thought it was going to be. I also said this in my previous video. It's something that I like to say to myself as a mantra. Obstacles are detours in the right direction, because source, energy, God, sees from an eagle eye view what's good for you, when sometimes we're not able to see what's good for us because we're so close up to it. You know, it's like, and then when you step back, you're like, oh my gosh, I can see things so much more clearly. I was way too involved. I was way too tunnel vision. I was submerged in it to where I couldn't really breathe. I need the space in order to see it for what it is, and something that is very obvious in your environment, in your experience from an outside perspective, is not always obvious to us. So with Pluto being retrograde, we are asked to transform into a better, highest version of ourselves that has to do with structures and things that we've built that maybe aren't moving us forward in the ways that we had planned or had hoped. Not saying that your efforts are in vain. They're very much not in vain. I'm sure you've done a really great job, but now it's just time to reflect on the efforts that you have put into that, if it serves your best and highest good, and if that's something that you want to continue to put your energy into. And if so, is there a way that you can change it so it's better for you? It's better for you, which means that it's better for those around you. Because if you're depleted and you're not getting what you want, no matter how much you're giving, those around you who love you aren't able to receive what you're giving fully if they know that you're suffering in some way. So it's very important to take care of ourselves and fuel ourselves and give ourselves that time and that space, and sometimes roam a little bit in order to get new insights, new ideas, so that we're able to show up for those that we love, for projects that we care about, for things that we're passionate about, with more energy, with more vigor, with more excitement than we were before. If we're tired and we're just not getting an equal exchange with what we're giving out, the universe isn't going to support it. There has to be an equal give and take. And Pluto is challenging all these things. So I hope that helped you. I'm going to continue talking about the astrological energies as long as my audience, those of you who are listening, are getting some good insights from this. I am very passionate about astrology. I see it as a compass, as a map, and it helps me personally to see what's going on, why things aren't working, or why things are working, or what to look forward to, when to wait, if there's a delay. Is it because of me? Or is it because it's just not time yet? And astrology really helps me to answer these questions for myself, so I hope that I'm able to help you in this time of slowdown. So don't get frustrated if things just aren't moving forward. They will, I promise. They're not going to for quite a few months now. Things really aren't going to move forward and steadfast until like January. And in my future videos, I will explain more on that and why things aren't going to just catapult forward, because we want them to. Of course, we want dreams to come true and relationships to work out, and we want love to flourish. But these challenges are just as important. It's just as important to see what's not working as it is to see what is working. Dark times are just as vital to our human experience as joyous times, and sometimes even more, because we learn so much in the dark. We learn that there's actually a lot of light there. And sometimes when everything is going good and everything is going in our favor, we don't question as much. Why would we? We're on top of our mountain. We're celebrating. We're excited. Yay! And then when things, are the way that they are right now, challenging, we go, okay, wait a minute, let me look around. All right, maybe I could have done that differently, or I could have said that differently, or the way that that person talked to me really didn't resonate, or you know what? This job isn't paying me enough because I realize it's not in line with my dreams, because it's not fueling me the way that I thought it would. If you were getting paid a lot of money, if this relationship was going really well, you're not questioning it. So enjoy where you are. Sorry for any struggles and delays. I know it's uncomfortable, but try to see the blessings in it, because when you look at the bright side, it helps to move you forward faster, which can sometimes just be a new idea, can be a new perspective, can be, okay, I didn't really see it like that before. It helps us listen to others. When things are going our way, we kind of feel like we have it all figured out. When things aren't going our way, we're more open to advice, we're more vulnerable, and we're easier to connect with because we need connection, because we feel like we're helpless sometimes. But sometimes that's when people can reach you the best. And that's what we need more than anything, is human connection. We need to be open. Our hearts need to be out there. We don't have it all figured out. Even if you have a bunch of money and you have the perfect marriage, you don't have it all figured out. There are still challenges and things that you're getting through. If you're on this planet, you're going through something, because that's what our souls signed up for. So whatever it is that you're going through, try to see how it's benefiting you, even if you don't like it. I'm here with you. We're all in this together. Nobody has it all figured out. Pluto is in retrograde, like I said, through the holidays. Whatever is breaking down around you, try to observe your emotions. Try to go inside as much as you can, because that's where all of your answers are. You're not going to find it striving outside. You're not going to find your answers by working harder right now. You're going to find your answers by slowing down with the energies. Don't go against the river, float with it, and go, okay, where am I? And if you feel sad, be with that sadness. Feel it, respect it, honor it, because it's part of your human experience. If you feel angry, be in it. Do an anger meditation. I know that kind of sounds contradictory. You're meditating, which is usually peaceful, and you're going to meditate on anger. Okay, well, my point with that is that if you feel angry and you try to feel angry, it's really difficult to do that. You're going along, something frustrates you, it's not going your way, you're angry. And then, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to focus on anger. Try to do that right now. Try to be angry. You can't. You can't try to be angry, which is a release, right? And if you're trying to be angry, you might feel angry for a moment, but it dispels very quickly, because anger doesn't really support itself. The only thing that's supportive is love and happiness and joy. That's a very strong energy field. Anger and sadness, frustration, these are all lower vibrations, and they don't stand a chance up against love. So if you're going to sit down and meditate, which is peaceful and helpful and healthy, and you're going to focus on anger, your anger will leave. It has to. It can't support itself in that environment. I believe in you. I think you're doing wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. Please drop a comment below, subscribe, like. Let me know if this is something that's helping you. Let me know if you would like me to continue talking about the astrological energies. I hope this is resonating, and if it's not, I would like to hear about that as well. So let's let's clear the energy. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in my next video.